And I would like to request Mr. Sudhakar Kasture, one of our esteemed panelists, to please come on the stage. And he's an international trade consultant and FTV renowned policy expert. Please allow me to introduce Mr. Sudhakar Kasture, a highly experienced professional with over 42 years in the international trade. He serves as the director of Helpline Impex Private Limited, as a partner at Generation Next Business Consulting, and serves as the CEO of Impex Consulting. Mr. Sudhakar Kasture is also the founder and mentor of Exim Institute, specializing in international trade education. I would like to invite our second panelist, Colonel Pramod Dahitule, sir. It's my pleasure to introduce sir, global advisor of Bank of Maharashtra, director at FSI, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, with an impressive academic background and a remarkable career. And sir has held significant positions in the Ministry of Defense and FSI also. Thank you, sir, for being here. And thank you all the dignitaries of the dais also. So we are now connecting ahead for the one of the panel discussions related to Agri, food and spice sector, which is always the question is that what is the growth of this sector? What are the future opportunities in that sector? And what are the challenges facing in this sector? So you all are connected together for the Agri, food and spice, and that both our dignitaries on the dais, they will throw us that the guidance and experience of the 42 plus years of experience, like how we can go ahead in the growth of this business. So welcome sir here. And this will be like we will ask you some questions, like with the answers, with your experience, you can acknowledge the students of that. So to Mr. Kasture sir, I just want to ask you sir, in this sector, like what do you think like the future aspects of the agri-food and spice sector?
Good afternoon friends. I have few statistics to share with you, just to give you an idea. Our exports of edible vegetables, roots and tubers were $1.9 billion, 22-23. Edible fruits and nuts, $1.4 billion. Coffee, tea and spices, $4.1 billion. Cereals, we have exported $13 billion. Milling industry, malt, starches, we exported $0.7 billion. Oil seeds, fruits, grains, seeds, etc., $2 billion. Lag, gums, resins, other vegetable saps and extracts, $1 billion. Vegetable plating material, vegetable products, 42 million. Animal and vegetable fats and oils, 2 billion. So if you take collectively, our exports are to the extent of $27 billion. India being an agricultural country, these exports are going to grow. Simultaneously, we import also large quantities. Our imports, particularly on edible oil side, is quite large. Our imports in totality is about $30 billion. And therefore, though there is a trade deficit, there is a good possibility of increasing exports in these areas. As traditionally we say, what is the basic human need? So we used to talk like you need food, you need clothing, you need shelter. Now add two more things. You need technology and you need to worry about carbon credits. So if you look at all these five aspects, being an agricultural country, we have great scope, and we need to look at possible new ways, which subsequently I'll be telling you about.
Thank you, sir. So with this, you also understand that the huge potential for all the products, mainly we are thinking like how to select product and whether it is the scope of the export business or not. And you rightly said that there are pulses, spices, agri and food having the huge potential from India and to the global market also. So with this keeping in mind, I just would like to ask to Mr. Dahitule sir, Like while exporting the food products, especially from India to other countries, and while importing any food related or spice related products from other countries to Indian market, what are the rules, regulations and licenses we need to keep in mind to flow of the trade keeping smoothly?
Yeah, firstly, I will cover there are two types of bodies, and it is very important for you as an exporter or importer to know what are these types of bodies. First type is a regulatory body. Regulatory means they have to enforce, they have to make you abide by certain act, rule, regulation and standards. So FSSAI, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, is one such body which is country's apex food autonomous regulator. Meaning thereby it works in coordination with other regulators. We have BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards. Now every regulator has its mandate and set of things. What FSSAI is now controlling is basically food. Then there is one more interesting segment between food and medicine, that is nutraceutical, which is seeing quantum exponential growth in that segment as of now. And apart from that, animal feed is again an emerging area which FSSAI will be looking into. Now apart from FSSAI and BIS, which are basically regulatory body, there are promotional bodies, APEDA, MPEDA. So role of promotion bodies is to incentivize certain schemes. For example, APEDA is looking after more than 12 commodities, basically vegetables, fruits and perishable items, and they have their set of schemes. So if you are an exporter and you have some plans from farm to get it to packer house, you should know exactly what you require. You require license, then you require promotional bodies support to incentivize your plan, and you require some subsidies which is pertaining to banking industry. So there are NABARD or SIDBI, then we have concept of lead bank who is sponsoring this. So we have two projects in Maharashtra. One is SMART, which is related to Agri logistic, and we have Magnet, which is again related to these communities. So basically, in a nutshell, two, that is regulatory and promotional bodies, you should be fairly aware of what is their mandate, what is licensing requirement, which I will cover subsequently in much more detail. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Because many times we see that a lot of losses has been done because of that documentation problem, because of the hold in the customs, your shipment and all the things, because you are not fulfilled the criteria what that country is following, or maybe the importing and exporting country is following. In even the agriculture products, in the spices and in the food products also. If you are not submitting the phytosanitary certificate, maybe your shipment is getting a hold. If you are not giving the health certificate, might be the importing country will not allow to clear that consignment. So FSSAI and a lot of regulatory bodies actually playing the important role in that, and we need to be aware about that, like what are the licenses and regulations required for our business in that sector. So just to Mr. Kasture sir, like getting the opportunities in the sector, there are multiple challenges also coming with that. So how we can adhere that challenges in the agri food and spice sector?
Before we go ahead with this, let me add something to what sir has said. Under nutraceuticals, a panel has been created in Export Promotion Council called Shefexil. Shefexil is shellac and minor forest produce. Export Promotion Council, I have been a consultant and advisor to them. So any one of you interested in exporting nutraceuticals, and there is a very clear distinction between nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are primarily medicines, whereas nutraceuticals are food supplements. So you also get value added benefit out of this. So one aspect of this that you can approach, participate, interact with Chef Excel, get some details more about this. As far as strategy is concerned, let me add 2 points which are basic fundamental points of this policy announced on 31st of March 2023. One concept is called district hubs. Government has already identified, and most of these products are agricultural produce. What they have done, they have identified a product from each district. For example, if you go in Maharashtra close by Sangli, and then I say, okay, halad, that's the product where one is, or you go to Nasik and then you talk of onions or you talk of grapes. Similarly, 720 districts across India, what government is trying to say is create the infrastructure at the district level itself. Normally, when we think of import and export, we think of going to a port, either a seaport or an airport, or if the country is close by, then land custom station. But now there is a possibility of exporting the goods from the district where you are situated. And it's very interesting. They have created an ecosystem through post offices. So the postmaster of the district is given powers to take deliveries from you for the purpose of exports, and custom clearance aspect is the responsibility of the postmaster. So if you are in any district and you want to export as a small scale person, as a new startup, and what we have talked in the morning, let's talk of millets. You want to start your export by exporting millets. It is possible for you to export it from your own district place. This is a new initiation that has taken place. Second initiation that has taken place is called e-commerce. Now all of us are aware of what is e-commerce, because I don't think anyone here who says I never bought anything online. So in whatever country you are, you definitely buy things online. So you are fully aware of what is buying online. E-commerce is basically selling online. It is the reverse role, and again, this is something which you can do. This also offers you a possibility of merchanting trade, that you buy from one country, sell it to another country depending on demand and supply. So all these new initiatives will definitely boost export of value-added products, and for value-added products, as sir has said, you require regulatory approvals and things like that. But at the end of the day, that increases the shelf life of the product and it brings more money to your kitty. So my request to you, think of exporting value-added products, whatever. One more aspect I would like to touch, that the post-harvest wastage is close to 30%. If we can convert this post-harvest wastage in terms of exportable products, then probably that will make a drastic change in our policies, and that will generate quite a lot of business. Food is going to be a permanent requirement of all human beings, and therefore agriculture will continue forever.